Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm one of your hosts, Brian, joined with the other host,
Karen.
And so in the last episode, we talked about seeing Metallica at the Chase Center for the S&M2 show.
Yes.
Night 2 of the S&M2 shows.
Yes.
We were fortunate enough to go back to the Chase Center to see Metallica at the 40th. And that's what this whole episode's going to be about.
Yep.
We tried to do them in one episode.
Yeah. It was supposed to be like Metallica Takeover San Francisco.
Something like that,
That's
yeah.
what we were going to call it, which might still be the title, but part 1, part 2.
Yep.
Who knows?
So I guess let's just dive in and talk about the 40th.
Yes. Let's talk about how you got tickets to this.
Yes. And
No, we did not spend $1 billion on the secondary market.
so for S&M2, Night 2 was a 5th member only show. Supposedly, that's the only way you could buy tickets for that. We ended up buying them on the secondary market and going to see it in the greatest show of my life, hands down. And luckily I was able to get in. We were able to get in by buying secondary tickets. Yes. The 40th anniversary of Metallica in 2021 rolls around, and it seemed like they're going to crack down a little bit harder on non-transferable tickets. Like, you will definitely not be able to transfer this. I don't know if people did or did not.
I don't know. I think it'd be really hard just because we'll skip a little ahead, but like I saw like on the Ticketmaster or whatever I don't even know what was being used, but like the number refreshed every like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you could copy that ticket number to somebody else because it's refreshing constantly.
Yeah, I don't know. In any case, we didn't buy secondary tickets that time. We got actual tickets. We were able to buy tickets. And
how did that happen though, Brian?
How did that happen? Yes. So similar to S&M2 Night 2, it was only available, the 40th anniversary was only available to 5th members. So you had to be a 5th member. Again, that's a free membership to sign up for Metallica. It's 100% worth it. It's free. It costs you nothing. Put your email in there. You get occasional, like, here's a promotion. Here's the thing. You get coupon codes on your birthday month. There's certain items only 5th members can buy. It's worth it. It's free. Like, it costs you literally fucking nothing outside of giving your email away.
Just like if you want to subscribe to this podcast.
Sure. Any case, this show was only available to 5th members, and I was a 5th member. I signed up for S&M. I missed the deadline for the S&M show and blah, 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 whatever. But I signed up for it this time, and it was a lottery system. Anybody who signed up for the raffle, a handful of people, enough to sell tickets, right, were selected to buy tickets for this. And I think there were tiers. I think it was sort of the first grouping, then the second grouping, then the third, and something like that, right?
Okay.
I think I was in the first grouping when we got selected. But I put my name in. The announcement and emails going out saying, hey, you won or you didn't win, were going out on a certain day at a certain time. I think it was like noon or 10 a.m. Pacific time or something like that. So it was a work day. It was like a Wednesday or something. And I'm sitting there at work just refreshing my browser at noon Central Time. Like, do I have it? I'm like, I'm on lunch. It's fine. It counts. I'm on lunch. And this wasn't to buy the tickets. This was to say, congratulations, you can buy it. Here's your unique access code to get in. And I remember being on the Metallica forums and everybody's posting like, I haven't got mine yet. Did they send them out? Has anybody got one yet? Like, it's not a yes. It's not a no. There's no information. It's noon 30. Nobody's known anything. What's going on? What's happening? But then eventually it started rolling in. I got my code. I got in. I got it. It's in my spam folder. It's here. And I keep refreshing my email. I keep refreshing. Like, is it here? Is it here? And it's not happening. I start to like slowly get depressed. Like, I'm not going to fucking win. I'm not going to get the lottery. I'm not going to win the lottery. And then all of a sudden refresh and boom, there it is. I don't know if it was an email or if I was in my account first.
Oh, okay.
On Metallica. I think I was refreshing both, honestly, back and forth. But I refreshed it and I won. I got the lottery. Congratulations. You're going to the 40th or something along those lines, right? And I remember leaving the office. You're working from home that day.
We were only working from home at that time.
Oh, were we really?
It was 2021, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just like jumping up and down, like, fuck yes, I got it. And I was so goddamn excited.
You were so excited. You were like a little kid who was just told that he got to go to Disney World or something, like
Christmas Day or something.
Yeah,
like,
you were so excited.
I think you even laughed. You're like, I've never seen you this happy or this excited before in my life.
I hadn't. not only that, but you hadn't even bought tickets. You just got a chance to buy a ticket. You were so excited on a chance to purchase something else.
The thought was they're only going to send out enough winners to buy tickets. They're not going to it's not an airplane. You're not buying seats on an airplane. They oversell it by 10%. That's not that's not what's going on here. So I was pretty much positive that we were going. The only question I had was, are we going to both nights? Are we only going to be able to get one ticket? What are we doing, the hotel package? What are we going to do?
How much is this going to cost? That was the other thing. It's like, we didn't even know how much the price was. We didn't know any
true
of that.
Too, right? Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, where I'm like, you just got the opportunity to purchase something. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I remember going through the forums and people saying they got tickets for the 30th anniversary show, and obviously 10 years before. And that was, I think, at the Fillmore in San Francisco. And I think I've seen a few videos from it, but they brought Jason back out for it. And I think even Dave came back out to play for him. So I was like, holy shit, this is a big anniversary. Are they going to bring out surprise guests and shit like that? But again, like, what's it going to cost? And I remember people saying, like, the 30th, the tickets were cheap. Like, what they had charged for a ticket back when they first
like
started.
$12 or something.
Something like that. So I was like, holy shit, that was going to happen here? It wasn't.
No, not at all.
But the other thought was, are they going to jack the price up and these are going to be $5,000 tickets or something like that? Because we wanted the floor. We wanted to get to the floor, but whatever. If I get to the seats, we were there for S&M2. We were in the seats and I was just happy to be in the fucking building. It'd be the same thing here. Even if I had standing room only in the fucking concourse area with watching a video, just being in that building, in that room, I would have been completely happy with that. I would have wished I would have been down here, but the fact that I'm in the building hearing the music live, I would have been fine with too, honestly. Any case, tickets eventually came out, the packages came out, and I don't want to say we were lucky enough, but we opted for the hotel package.
Yeah.
I don't know how rare that was to get or something, but that was sort of when the packages came out and the prices came out and everything. We were like, we want to do the hotel package because it came with a room for X nights. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, we had to add on a night. I remember that because we flew in the night before. So I think it was like you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something like that.
You flew in the night, you checked in the night of the show.
Yeah.
Of the first show. And then I think you checked out the day after the next show.
Yeah. So we added on the night before.
We did because we flew in the night before. So you got that and you got posters, unique travel posters that came with it. And like the headache of getting the S&M2 poster, because as we talked about in that episode, we weren't able to get one at the show. I ended up buying it online on eBay for like $400, $450 or something. It's way too much. I don't even know if it's fucking real. It feels real when I held it. It smelled real.
It seems real, but
at the same time, it's like, I want this so bad. I'm pissed I'm paying this much for it. But we got like bonuses that year, and it's like I'm using part of the bonus.
I think that was during
this.
2021 as well. So for 2021, we spent no money for 2 years. So
right. Yeah.
It was kind of and we were one of the fortunate couples that both of us kept our jobs all the way through that. Yeah. So we spent no money for 2 years. So we were kind of
stayed in house, worked, and did nothing. Yeah, for 2 years.
So
I was pissed I had to pay that amount of money for that poster, but at the same time, I'm glad I got it.
Yeah.
I wish I would have got it at the show, but whatever. And my thought was, I'm not going to fucking do this again. I'm not going to go out there and just fuck myself over by paying out the ass for a poster that, fuck these motherfuckers. So I'll take the travel posters and I'll be happy with that. I'll take the travel posters and at least I'll have a poster from the show. And that was the rationale for buying the travel package, in all honesty. As you said, we did fly in the day before and stayed at the same hotel. We just added the night on, stayed in the same room, all that fun stuff. And then the next day, the day of the show, we went up where they had the posters, checked in, got our tickets, got our posters. It was physical tickets too, I think.
Yeah,
they gave us
like an envelope of tickets.
And they're like, do not lose this. This will not be replaced. We will not give you new ones. This is it. Do not lose these tickets.
Yeah.
And we got our posters, and we've done a 666 on this. We should probably link them somewhere here.
Okay, Brian, link something somewhere.
If I remember to do it. Any case, It's like a pink and a red, and it's essentially the same poster with like pink and gold.
Weren't
Pink,
they purple?
purple and gold, and red and gold. You're right.
Yeah.
With little hints of Metallica through the past going up them and down them. They're really cool posters in all honesty, and I'm glad we got them. So I'm glad we got those posters as well. I'm also glad we did the day before coming in because I remember. Do you remember walking through the hotel that day and just seeing the mass of people?
Yeah.
Clearly there for Metallica, wearing just jeans and Metallica shirts.
But like when we showed up to check in, there was maybe one person in line, maybe not. I don't even remember. But like it took us 2 seconds to check in. We just asked them, "Hey, could we we had two reservations," and we just asked them to link them. They were like, "Oh yeah, no problem." Blah blah. Blah. So that's what we did. And then when we went down later, or probably to get the posters, maybe I don't even know when we went down, but it was the whole lobby was just full of people waiting to check in.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm so glad we did the day before.
And not even the check-in thing. Like we did the same thing with the Sphere when a buddy of mine went to the Sphere. We flew in the day of the show. Check-in was super long. I'm fine with that in all honesty. My biggest fear is mechanical issues with the flight or weather issues.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't want to, but maybe not all those people were flying in that
That's
day,
true.
or they stayed somewhere else and came over, or
That's
something
true.
like that.
Right?
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I prefer also kind of like what they say with a cruise, flying the night before because you never know what's going to happen. We've had so many flights over the years that have been delayed, or I've had a canceled flight before. I mean, you've had 2 or 3 canceled flights. I totally forgot you had that issue.
Yep.
So I mean, you can never just say like.
And whatever, if you have to change airlines or something, it gives you at least that window to like, okay, I can try to get there in time. Yeah. And that was my biggest fear of like missing the show. And so I'm glad that we flew in the night before. And if anybody's doing a hotel package and you're flying in the day of the show, I would highly, highly, highly recommend flying in at least one day before. Yeah,
and generally the hotel would let you add on a night or just stay at a different hotel and then
exactly.
transfer over, I guess.
Yep, 100%. So in any case, we did that package. We flew in. We did all of that fun shit. Getting to, I guess, night one. Do we just want to jump into night one then?
Yeah, we could do that. Well, do I talk about like the setup of getting into the venue? Do you remember that?
I remember a little bit. So again, we were at the Chase Center, right?
Yep.
And but that's the thing. We were in the 400 section. So we went to the same door we went in to get the 400.
So we went in the main door. So the first night, though, we went into the main doors. But turns out for the floor, you need to be on the side of the building to get like a wristband or something. I can't remember what it was. Right. So we just waited in this massive line of people that was like all the way out to the sidewalk or like to the corner on the sidewalk or whatever. And we're like, okay, we're just going to wait here because it's the door to get in. We get all the way through security and get ready to scan our ticket. And that's when they tell us, you need to be in this other line. So we tried to just go over to that other line. They're like, oh no, you need to go outside and go back in. And we had to go through security again.
I remember that now.
And I was so pissed. And then the second night though, they had somebody walking through the line and somebody standing over there saying like, GA's over here, earth floor, however they said.
And they had signage up that night too.
And they had signage.
Because I remember that.
First night they did not have anything. Like nobody said anything the first night.
Right. Because we wanted to be as close as we could to just be as close as we could. And then hopefully like if they throw a picture out or something, like we just wanted to be as close as we could to that.
We still got really close both nights.
We did. But that first night for sure. I remember that like going through the security and be like, nope, you can't be here. You have to go out and get your wristband type thing, blah, blah, blah. And being pissed like, holy fuck, now we're going to be so far back.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, when we walked into the floor, and that's the thing, when the ticket we got was not only for the hotel package, but we got the GA for both nights for the hotel package. Yeah. Which it seemed pretty simple to get if I remember right. I don't know. That's what we wanted. But yeah. But when you walked in, there seemed to be a large-ish crowd around when you first walk in. And they were like, well, let's walk around to the other side of the stage and see if there's less people. And sure enough, we walked around and we were able to get a little bit closer for sure.
Yeah. I think that's almost at any venue. Like even thinking here in Chicago, like House of Blues, the side of the, I don't even know what that is. Stage left is always busier because that's where the stairs are, blah, blah, blah. So
yeah. I forgot all about that.
But we didn't get a poster because I think, or we knew we weren't getting a poster that night. I can't remember.
Yeah, so that was the thing. We walked up and they had the booths outside, the merch like trailers outside with the sides up and whatnot. And I remember walking by and not seeing a poster hung up. So again, it went back to the S&M2 where we're waiting in line, and I see them take the poster off the wall and hand it to a person. And because I didn't see one up there, I had just assumed the poster was gone. And like, fuck it, we're not even going to stand in line and wait. Let's just try to go get as close as we can. I'd rather be as close as we can. We'll figure it out afterwards. We missed night 1. Tomorrow we'll come back up here tomorrow and see if they open up the merch the day, like in between sets, because sometimes they do that. And we'll get the night 2 poster tomorrow. We'll get 2 of them. We'll be those fucking pieces of shit and sell one on eBay for a higher price, but use that to pay off.
Oh, right. That's what we were going to do. Yeah. Because I was like, no, we were going to trade somebody. But yes, you're right. Our whole plan was to sell one to buy one.
Right.
So we weren't really being that piece of shit person. We were being like, we're financing our way to.
I want to essentially trade this one for one, and I will
Yeah.
sell this for a higher price so I can buy the higher price of the other version.
Yeah. Which.
It's still kind of shitty, but at the same time, it's not like, I'm not here to make a profit.
What I was going to say is what actually happened was the day in between the 2 shows is we had 2 posters on one of the forums. Somebody was like, oh, I have 2 posters at night 1. And we're like, well, we have 2 posters at night 2. So we traded.
So after the first show, we'll skip ahead just here a little bit. After we left night 1, we were walking back out and they still had those merch booths up. And we saw that they had a poster up. And so we walked in line. Or maybe we didn't see the poster, but I was like, fuck it, let's just go
You
talk
just
to
asked because I wanted to buy a shirt. So then we just asked.
That's what it was. Yeah. We bought a shirt and I just asked the woman, I was like, hey, I know the answer is no, but do you have posters? And she's like, if you were here 5 minutes ago, I would have said yes, but we just sold the last one. And she's like, I was like, are you shitting me for real? You still had posters? And she's like, we sold out before doors opened. And while the doors were opening, somebody moved a box of shirts and found another box of posters underneath that. So we had a little bit afterwards. So we had them for a brief moment. I was like, oh, shit, that sucks. What about night 2? When does merch open for that? And she's like, oh, we'll be open tomorrow over on this side. That's the only place that's going to be open, 10 a.m. or whatever time. Yeah. So we got up, went over there, got through line, go up to the booth to pay.
It was fucking cold.
It was cold as shit.
It was the week of Christmas, and it was so cold.
Is that where we ran into the guy with Johnny Got His Gun?
Yep.
And he was going around, I want the Metallica family to sign Johnny Got His Gun.
Yep. Our names is in that book somewhere.
It is, yeah. And by Metallica, he means like the family of fans.
Oh, yeah. I know what you meant. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah. But we got up to the booth, like we got our turn to go buy our shit. And we get the same fucking woman we had the night before. She's like, oh my God, I remember you. And then we did the same thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, we'll take 2.
Yeah, because you go buy 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you sure you don't want 4? And it's like, no, we don't want 4. We want 2. I'll take the allotment for me. She doesn't give a shit.
Well, it wasn't.
No, I know what you mean. No, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, you said that really rudely.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. That was me trying to be funny, I guess.
Oh, okay. No.
Didn't come off that way. Anywho.
But she did offer us 4 because we had 2 people. So she's like, well, you could technically get 4. And we're like, nope, we just need 2. Because that was our whole idea of going on eBay and selling one to buy one. Yes.
And then the thought was, we'll do that whole thing. But then I thought about going through the forums and like on the Metallica forums, the 5th member forums, they have a poster thread. And I just posted on there like, hey, I have an extra night 2 poster if anybody wants to trade 1 for 1 for a night 1. And we got a call, like a email from somebody, or not email, a reply from somebody being like, I have an extra one. I will gladly trade you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it all worked out where we didn't have to do the whole eBay thing.
Yeah. And I can't remember when it was. I think it was, I don't know. We were sitting in the lobby of the hotel.
It was before night 2.
Yeah.
Or because that was on like the day in between. So let's just say it was Saturday.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then it was the Sunday before. And we even offered, because the person like came to our hotel in the lobby to like do the exchange, and they were exchanging with somebody else as well for, I think, travel posters or something.
I think so, yeah.
So we were just like, we were like, hey, so you don't have to take these like into the show, like you can leave them with us and then come get them, sort of thing. But she was like going with a friend or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, and she was local too, I think. Like in Oakland or something like that. Which was really cool. It was like a fun experience. I'd never thought about doing that beforehand, but just like went to the forums and like, I have an extra one if anybody wants to trade one up. And she was like, gladly, like, yes, you saved me time now. And it was like, you saved us a hassle as well.
Yeah. And it worked out that we didn't have to try to sell one to buy one sort of thing. So.
Yeah, definitely. So that was awesome. Definitely check out those forums and just meet up with the community members. Like, people are fucking awesome. And it was a great experience overall.
Anyways, so we got in. We were on the floor.
Night one. Yes. Let's get back to night one.
I just didn't know if you remember that whole security.
I honestly forgot about the whole security thing. But now that you brought it up, it brings back vivid memories.
Yeah, I was so pissed that we had to go to the second line.
We've done that several times at other venues where we walk through a door and they're like, oh, no, you need to go through the door straight across over there.
Oh, right at the, what was that for?
I can't remember. It was
it was at the United
Iron
Center.
Maiden, maybe.
Iron Maiden, yeah, United Center. And he's like, no, you need to be over there. And it's like, okay, can we walk across?
It's a straight lobby. The door is straight ahead of me. There's nobody in the middle. Can I just
But that's not where we needed to be. So.
And he's like, no, you can't walk. You have to walk around. But we walked over to that door and it's like, no, you don't need to be at this door. You need to go down here.
Yeah.
Any case, sometimes getting into venues is a journey in and of itself. But we made it in. We got all the way to the far end of the stage. Again, this is a circle stage. And we found a decent little spot.
Yeah. We were like second from the rail or something, if I remember right.
We were like 4 or 5 from the rail. Yeah.
Oh, were we? I remember being like right, like on the platform thing. Like I thought I was standing on the platform thing.
No, we were a bit back from that.
Oh, were we? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it night 2 that we were like standing on that?
We were roughly
thing?
in the same spot night 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there was.
I guess I'm remembering a little bit different.
Both nights there was a mother, father, and daughter.
Okay. I don't remember anybody.
Oh, you don't remember that?
No.
Oh, I remember this.
I remember giving a pic to somebody.
We gave it to the daughter. So when it was starting or before everything was going on, the mom and dad, I think, were clearly there for Metallica, and they're bringing their daughter along with them, who tween age or something like that. I don't know. She was younger, but she was sitting on the floor on her phone.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Just like, I'm bored. I don't want to be here. My parents drugged me to this shit. What the fuck's going on? But as the music started, she started getting into it. And I think we got a pick. I think it was like a neon green pick. And we picked it up and we're like, fuck it. Like, I want this, but at the same time, give it to this, I want to say little girl, but this young woman. And be like, here you go. Maybe, hopefully this is enough to like edge her into like, I'm going to keep coming to metal shows now because it's
I don't remember a neon green pick. I thought that it was a pick that we already had. So we were like.
No, it was just a generic neon green pick. And we handed it to her. And then. It was as we're walking out, we got a show pick. Just we looked down on the ground. There's like one right in front of us, way far back.
I remember that. I remember that. Like back
and I
by
was
the.
Like, oh shit, this is awesome.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Yeah. But that's where we stood. They had, I think it was DJ Lord and a comedian as like the sort of intro act,
like
or the opener act.
Yeah, I don't remember who.
DJ Lord, I think, because he was at, he did a set, essentially the exact same set at Grand Rapids with Slipknot.
No, I remember that.
Cypress Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I just saying, like, I don't remember really.
No, I'm just saying, I think it's DJ Lord. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But whoever it is, he was at that same one. I think he plays for Cypress Hill as well.
Oh, okay.
I remember liking that a decent amount. The comedian was fine. It was just a normal like hype man type thing. The DJ set itself was kind of cool. They're melding in like Black Sabbath and stuff like that. But I remember you being like, this is why I hate DJs.
Oh yeah. No, I don't like DJs because I don't like cutting off a song.
Right. And there was definitely a lot of that of like the Black Sabbath going in and then like, you cut it off right with the high point when I wanted to sing type thing. Yeah.
I just don't like DJs. I want people to actually make music and not just like meld music together. So Any hoodles,
it was fine, but
it was a good thing to wait until Metallica came out.
For sure. But then Metallica comes out, and we're gonna read off the set list, I think, for this. So before you read off the set list, let's see if you can notice a theme with the set list if you don't know what's going on. But Karen, what was the set list?
So they started with their normal like intro songs, which is "It's a Long Way to the Top," "If You Want to Rock and Roll," and "The Ecstasy of Gold." And then they go into "Hit the Lights," "Creeping Death," "Trapped Under Ice," "Welcome Home," "Sanitarium," "Orion," "The Shortest Straw," "One," "Sad But True," "Nothing Else Matters," "King Nothing," "Fixer," "Bread Fan," "No Leaf Clover," "Frantic," "The Day That Never Comes," and they ended with "Spit Out the Bone."
All right, so if you are a Metallica fan, maybe you picked up on the theme or sort of the way the set is designed. I remember picking it up probably about song 3 or 4
Oh, okay.
when it was like, all right, this is exactly how it's going.
I had no fucking clue
You didn't?
until they said, what was going on.
What was sort of the theme or the set design?
So the whole set design is night 1 goes at the beginning of their career and then up to the newest album, right?
Chronologically from album.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
Hit the Lights
Yeah.
from Kill 'Em All, Creeping Death from Ride the Lightning, Trapped Under Ice, then Welcome Home from Master, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
This is the first time I got to see Orion, which is fucking awesome. They played One, which is super cool. I think this is the first time I've seen King Nothing live, and I always forget that I saw it here. Because every time we go to see Metallica now, it's like, I want King Nothing. They never play King Nothing. I want King Nothing. Clearly, easily the fan favorite, the thing everybody wanted, the thing you would stand in line, just walk around town, and you'd hear other Metallica fans saying it.
Everybody in line that day was like, what song do you hope they play?
On the forums, every fucking where, talking about this show, unanimously it seemed like Fixer. Fixer was the song everybody wanted to hear.
Yep.
And even when they got done, they're like, you know what? Metallica James comes up and he's like, we've been doing this for 40 years since the first time we played that song live. So we're still doing new things or unique things for you all.
Yeah, for 40 years or whatever.
And I remember that kicked on and people went fucking ape shit for it. It was a good song too. I love that. This was a great fucking set.
It's kind of funny because the first time we saw Metallica, which was 2009.
Yep.
The only song that I remember from that entire show is Enter Sandman.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember any of the other parts of the show except for I remember being bored and then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I was
really
not bored, just I didn't know any of the songs because I didn't listen to Metallica. So, and I was just like, okay, when's this going to be over sort of thing?
All right. You can't say you didn't listen to Metallica because I made you listen to Metallica. Yes. You listened to a lot of Metallica back then.
We had this bit where you would listen to Metallica in the car and you'd be like, who sings this?
Not just Metallica. It's like...
Well, it's like on the radio or whatever. And you would be like...
Who is this?
Who is this? And
nope.
I would always say the wrong band and then I'd be like, Metallica? And it was always Metallica.
That or... it was Metallica or Zeppelin.
Oh.
Is it Metallica? No, it's Zeppelin.
I don't
remember the very next
Zeppelin
time
part. I just remember.
Is it Metallica? Or no, you're like, is it Zeppelin? No, it's Metallica. What the fuck?
Okay.
But those were the two main ones. I was trying to get you hit you need to learn Metallica and you need to learn Zeppelin. Yeah. Those are the two bands you need to know.
At that time, I listened to Country or Disturbed.
Yes.
Or Linkin Park.
Yes.
Those are the bands that I listened to. Anyways, from this particular set, the song that I remember is, I believe The Shortest Straw is the one that comes to mind of being like, holy shit, I really like that song. And I don't know if I'm sure I've listened to it because I'm sure you played it, but before hearing it live, I don't know if I would have been able to, pick that out of anything.
For the longest time, And Justice for All album was my favorite album of all time. One is off of that, The Shortest Straw, Blackened. There's so much great shit on that album. As I've gotten older and experienced more Metallica, or listened to more Metallica, it's shifted down to Master. And I feel bad saying Master of Puppets because it's so fucking perfect. But Ride the Lightning, I love that. But Orion again from Master, just hearing that. And it was really cool also, you mentioned Inner Sandman. Nothing Else Matters as well is typically a later song. That's one of your closing songs.
Yeah.
And getting that in the fucking middle of the set, it was a weird way to
It is cool.
You're hearing songs out of order that you normally don't hear them in. But it's so awesome just to follow the progression through time of going through this discography in order.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was blown away by night one. I remember Creeping Death came on and I'm sitting there jumping. I was so fucking excited because that's my favorite song live. I love crowd interaction, and that's the best crowd interaction for me. Just sitting there, die, die, die. Everybody chanting die and throwing the horns up. And I remember jumping up and just being so excited. And I may have had my hand on you or something. And maybe when I jump, I push down on you or something like that. So. But you did turn around to me you need to calm the fuck down. Just chill out a bit. I know you're happy.
Yeah.
But fucking stop this shit.
I don't think I said it that way, but
You didn't. That's how I took it though in my head. Was like, you fucking stop or get the fuck out. I'm done with your shit. That's how I took it anyway.
I think it was more just annoyed that you were pushing on me.
Maybe that's what it was.
So,
Any case, this blew me away. When you realize that they're going in chronological order up their career, it's like, holy fuck, this is awesome. What are we gonna get? The next album, what is it gonna be? So they started with Hit the Lights, and it's like, all right, then Creeping Death and Trapped Under Ice. So you did 2 from there. Then you get Welcome Home and Orion, 2 from Master. Then you get Short of Straw and 1, 2 from Black. Sorry, not Blacken. Blacken's the song. And Justice for All. Sad but true. I honestly don't like that song a whole lot, to be fair.
it's easy to sing too.
It is. The whole Black album, I think I've said this before, I'm not a fan of the Black album, and maybe that's just because it's so good and so overplayed. I'm just sort of over it. Like, even Nothing Else Matters and Inner Sandman, I'm like, fuck these songs. But when they come on live, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. This is fucking awesome. In any case, 2 from that. Then Fixer, and it's like, all right, are you going to keep doing 2, 2, 2? And I don't know. It's fun to try to figure out the set as you go, because you kind of know what's next, and it's guessing like, all right, what's it going to be? What song from this album is it going to be? Great selection of songs, getting Fixer, I don't know. It was...
Yeah, there's songs that you don't hear during normal shows, so that's really cool to hear, or to be able to see a show that doesn't necessarily have like the main 16 songs that they play.
Yeah, and No Leaf Clover, we saw that last at S&M2 with the symphony,
Yeah.
so hearing that in the same venue without the symphony, like, I don't know, this was such a great fucking night. I loved it so much.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, and we left. We got a pick, gave it away, and found a pick as well as walking out, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We talked about on the way out getting a poster and all that ordeal. So I guess
Oh, yeah, we already talked about all that stuff.
I guess jump ahead to night 2 then.
Yeah. So night 2, we knew where to go, so we went to the correct door. There was a little hot dog stand guy.
Was there?
Yeah. Don't you remember the person with the little cart was pushing the hot dog stand, and then the cops
Did the
came?
cops come? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Now that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. Anyways, I just remember that from standing in line. And that night was so cold. I remember that. It was so cold standing out there.
It's weird. You think of California as being warm, especially from like the Midwest, but this was
The week
November.
of Christmas. No, it was the week of Christmas.
Oh
It was like
shit!
I think the dates are on here, like the 19th, 17th, and 19th.
This was that fucked up time for me, wasn't it?
Yeah, you did a lot of travel.
So this time of year, the weekend after Thanksgiving, I flew from Chicago to San Diego for Comic-Con. They had like their special Comic-Con. Then I flew home, went to Seattle for a work event.
Yep.
Took the red eye home from that on Thursday night to go to C2E2 here in Chicago that Friday. Did that, and then like that Wednesday or something,
Yeah, like the next week we went to.
we flew out.
Yep.
I forgot all about that. I was fucking beat
Yeah.
by this point.
Yeah, it was a long December.
Yeah, all right. But what I was trying to say is like the temperature, you think of California as being warm. San Francisco was warmer than Chicago,
Yeah, it was like probably 50s and 60s.
but that cool wind blowing.
Yeah, it was a cold 50s and 60s.
We also, though, had a bit more time than we did with S&M2, so we got to explore, go to our normal spots. Spent a lot of time at 21st Amendment and found
I think we went there like 4 times.
they had garlic fries, which were fucking
Yeah.
awesome. This was the first time I had garlic fries.
They're great until you go to a concert where you have your husband standing behind you who just ate a plate of garlic fries.
Plus a bunch of beer, burping. That's a good smell. Any case, night 2.
Oh, yeah, night
Just
2.
jump
Yeah.
into that.
So they started again with their normal It's a Long Way to the Top and the Ecstasy of Gold.
Before you dive in, all right,
Yeah.
we had talked about this prior. What did you think we knew the structure of the set from night 1. What did you think the set was going to be?
Oh,
in
I
terms of a
figured it was
structure?
going to be back down.
That was one of the guesses I had too. Another part of me thought, well, maybe it's just the same thing. Start at the bottom and work your way back up. Or a normal show just sprinkled all over the place.
But didn't James say something on night 1 that they would be going back down if you're seeing night 2?
I can't remember, honestly,
Oh, okay.
if he did or not. But I remember
can't
we
remember.
had some conversations around what's going on. And I know you had said they're just going to go straight back down again. And the part of me is like, that's just the obvious answer. I hope it's not the obvious answer. But what was the set list? And let's find out what the structure was.
So they started with Hardwired.
So their latest album at the time.
Yep. The End of the Line, Dirty Window, I Disappear, Am I Evil, The Memory Remains, Fuel, Bleeding Me, Wasting My Hate, The Unforgiven, Enter Sandman, Harvester of Sorrow, Master of Puppets, Fade to Black, Whiplash, and then they ended with Seek and Destroy.
All right, yeah, so you were right. They worked their way straight back down their catalog.
Fun way to end. Because normally they start with Whiplash.
Whiplash or, yeah.
Yeah, and then to have Mastered not quite at the end, Enter Sandman. They had all their closing songs are like...
Enter Sandman and Master are like, especially with the M72, if you get Master as your closing song, the next night is going to be Enter.
Yeah.
Like you, those are your closing songs. The question is, what one do you get night one? Yeah. What one do you get night two? I really like the middle of the set. Bleeding of Me, Wasting My Hate, The Unforgiven, like those three slower-ish songs, they work so well together. I love those songs in general to begin with.
See, and I was going to say I really liked the Dirty Window, I Disappear, and Am I Evil all together. I don't feel like you hear those at concerts.
I Disappear, you don't. That was a single for sure. That was the Mission Impossible 2 single they did.
Yeah.
Dirty Window, I mean, it's off Saint Anger. Nobody fucking likes Saint Anger.
I remember him saying that when they either started this one or whatever, like, we're going to play another one from your favorite album.
Yep. And it wasn't until after this that they did the reissues through Walmart where they had the color vinyl. And I got Saint Anger for the first time on vinyl through that. And it was like the colored orange vinyl. And we got it. And every time we get a vinyl in the mail or just purchase it in general, we always listen to it at least once before putting it away on the shelf. And we'll pull it out from time to time after that. But I remember putting that on and you listening to it and like, this is actually a pretty good album. What the fuck is this? And like, it's like, you're like, what album is this? Like, this is Saint Anger. This is the one everybody fucking hates. For the longest time, it was also my favorite album, but that's because that was my first album
getting into
being a fan while they released it and like the whole hype around it.
Yeah.
And then I was just sort of like not jaded, but biased towards it because I wanted the experience to be great and I wanted the album to be great along with it. And then it went down to like my least favorite and I hate it to like, I'm actually okay with this album, to be fair. Like, it's actually pretty good and they took risks and that's the point of being artists. Like, you need to take risks. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, there's songs you hear out of order. It just makes the whole set feel different and in like a good way though. Yeah. And hearing these songs not in the order you expect to hear them in. It was a really cool setup for night 1 and 2 going up the, like not the bill, up the discography and back down the discography. But before the set even started, I thought, all right, maybe they're going to go back up the bill, but starting with their second album of Ride the Lightning. Because while we're standing there just before Metallica's supposed to go on, this is after DJ Lord plays his set, I think. Metallica's supposed to go on. It's, you know, the same time it is last night and they're still not on. And all of a sudden you hear the fire alarms go off.
I remember that now.
And
nobody moved.
And a part of me is like, should we fucking leave? We have really good spots. We're like the same spot we were last night, super fucking close to the stage.
I knew it was no big deal because the security wasn't moving.
There was that, right?
So I was like, I don't think anything's actually happening.
But I was looking around like, what the fuck's going on? The fire alarms are going off. You see the lights flashing and everything. They eventually get them turned off. But then in my head, I'm like, okay, they're going to open with Fight Fire with Fire. That's the whole thing with the fire alarms going off. It's going to be the fire alarms going. It's part of the whole show. This was meant to be. This is what's supposed to happen. Nobody's going to move. Fight Fire with Fire. But no, they started with Hardwired and worked their way down. So a part of me was like, holy shit, is that what they're going to do? That's going to be fucking awesome. Any case, another great fucking fantastic night for sure. If I had to pick set 1 or 2, I think I'd go set 1, night 1.
I like set 2.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I like both nights. I mean, both were really fun, but
both were great. Yeah. I'm glad we got to do both. I'm glad we got the package to do both of them. Again, won the lottery, so to speak. Like, to me, this is the lottery.
Yeah.
Take your $17 billion or whatever the fuck you win.
I'll take that too. If you
I'll
want
take
to
this. You can win that. I'll win this, and both of us will be just as happy.
Then we could go see. If we would, okay, in 2021, if we would have won the lottery, which we don't play, but if we would have won, then we could have bought an I Disappear pass in 2023.
Yeah, could have. And they played I Disappear for night 2. Going back to the lottery thing though, and the forms and that frantic anxiety, tying frantic into the first song, and the anxiety of just like click, refresh,
Okay.
But going through the forms and just seeing other people post in the forms of, I went to the 30th, I didn't win tonight, or I didn't win tickets to the 40th. Go have fun. It's going to be a blast. Have a good time. Like, that seemed to be the sentiment throughout the entire forums of, I didn't win, but for those who won, go have fun. Not this sort of like, fuck you assholes for winning. I wanted to win. It was sort of like, I can't be there, but you're going to be there. And as long as somebody's there and they're having fun, go have it, which is just a great mentality. And sort of, it made me smile to see those posts and those comments from people of like, I wish I could be there, but I can't. And who cares? Go, for those who are going to be there, have the time of your life. It's going to be fucking awesome. That was awesome for me to see that.
Okay.
That stuff.
I don't read the forum, so I don't know what
you
they're
don't.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know that they were saying that. So.
We talked a little bit about this for kind of transitioning. Both concerts were awesome. I'm glad we got to go to both of these shows. We flew home maybe the next day. I can't remember.
Yeah, possibly.
It was a great fucking time in San Francisco seeing these 40th shows. It was such a fucking blast. And as we said, like the set list and the way they're designed, so fucking good. But it wasn't super, super long after we got home that they announced that they would be, if you couldn't make the show, they did live stream them, I think for free on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So you could watch them the night of as well I think for free on Amazon. And
well, you probably have to have an Amazon subscription.
You probably have to have a Prime subscription. I don't want to say it was free. I don't know. But that was kind of cool that like, hey, even though you can't be here, you can still enjoy the moment and enjoy the show. But after that, I think it's called the Coda Lounge or something, or at least it was. There's like a subscription service within Amazon Prime. I don't fucking know it. We don't partake in this particular subscription service, where they streamed both nights of the 40th, or they replayed them there that you can go and watch them. And we did that afterwards. We ended up going back and rewatching.
Oh, did we?
We did the free 7-day trial to the Coda Lounge and watched them. And it was kind of funny because we were watching night 1 and we saw us.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
Well,
you saw. Oh, go ahead.
No, what'd you see?
Your head.
So back at that time, I still had hair. I didn't start shaving my head, but there was definitely a massive spot in the middle of the back of my head that you could see, apparently from a mile away, in a very distinct shape, because we were easily able to pick that out and be like, "Oh shit, there we are!"
And
right
then
there.
you saw our black mask because we both had.
Oh
black
yeah,
masks.
okay.
And I'm
So
like,
it was both
that
of
was
those.
us. Yeah.
So saw that.
I was gonna say you saw our mask. I wasn't gonna bring out your head until you went clearly into it that it was your head that pointed.
That's what I noticed the first time. I forgot about the mask, honestly.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool that we got to watch that and see that again. I can't find the Coda Lounge last time I looked, which was a few months ago on Amazon Prime. I tried to search for the 40th to try to buy it, and you can't do that. I was really hoping they would do something similar to S&M, where it's like, here's a box set with a vinyl, a CD, a DVD of the 40th collection. You can buy the live recordings from, because Metallica sells all their live recordings that you can buy. And I haven't bought the 40th yet because I'm still holding out on like this box set. I want to buy them on vinyl. I want to buy blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And they haven't released it yet. I don't know if they will. They haven't done anything for the 30th either. So maybe it's like a one and done type thing, but clearly they recorded it. Clearly it's out there. You just need to find it. maybe for the 50th they'll do something like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's probably going to be the same thing. We're going to, raffle off tickets and 5th members only. So again, it's free. Sign up for the 5th membership thing. I don't know. I was so happy to be here for this.
Yeah. This was a good show. It was definitely our push back into going to a lot of shows, because this was fall of 2021. I think we only saw like 3 shows in 2021 because of
COVID and all that.
COVID and everything. And then 2022 started, and that's when we kind of started buying
a lot more. And then 2023.
It just
snowballed from there.
So
I'm glad we got to go. Like, I remember that memory of just saying I won the opportunity to buy a ticket and just jumping and being so excited.
I think I text family, like, Brian is so excited that he gets to purchase something else. Like, that was...
He gets the opportunity to stand in line and purchase something.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was great. It doesn't top S&M 2 just because of the emotional connection and where we were at that point in life and everything.
And it was more like a normal concert.
It was, yeah.
In my mind. So...
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
You mean this was more like a normal concert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where S&M 2 is not a traditional concert in my mind.
Sure. Yes. Unless you're a deep fan and understand the set structure and the song structure and how they're doing it, I 100% agree. It's more like just a normal concert.
Yeah.
But for like deep fans who understand, like, oh my God, we're going up the discography and back down it.
I mean, it's a unique concert, but it was set up more like a regular concert, I guess is how I should say it.
And my biggest takeaway, again, is just like the one-off songs, Fixer, getting to hear that live and being lucky enough to be in the room when we heard that. And then just songs out of order that you wouldn't expect, not hearing Master or Sandman as a closer and getting them in the same fucking set instead of like switching them, Sandman night 1, Master night 2, or vice versa. You get them both in the same night. It was a really good structure, and I loved how they set it up, and I was just so happy to fucking be there, and it was a great fucking time, and we were lucky enough to be able to do it and win the lottery to do it. So, those were the 2 shows. The one of the past episodes with S&M 2, and this one, or these 2 at the Chase Center. I think those are the only times they've played San Francisco since then. They haven't played San Francisco since.
They aren't doing it on the M72 tour?
I don't think so. No, they did. Did they do Aftershock, which is what, Sacramento?
Maybe.
Which is, I think that's Northern California as well. Aftershock,
so,
right?
Yeah.
So they're in the vicinity.
And they did a couple of pop-up shows in the area.
Oh, they did. They did the free show at the Fillmore in San Francisco and the free show at the Metro here in Chicago.
Are they free?
They were free. Those are the ones, if you showed up, you got a free ticket. And I think I think those were the shows before the 40th. I think those were like practice for the 40th would be my guess.
Okay.
Which we didn't go to any of those free shows, which sucks, but whatever. But yeah, they're not in San Francisco for the M72.
Oh.
Maybe next year. I heard a rumor in Detroit that they're doing Asia, Australia, Asia in 2025, 2026. And fingers crossed, Vegas Sphere.
That's what you want.
But yeah, that was the 40th. Another time there in San Francisco to see a very unique show at this venue with this band, Metallica. We had S&M 2 and the 40th, which was, like, again, 2 unique, very special shows, which so fucking lucky that we got to be there for those things. And definitely top shows, and even the toppest show of my like going career or whatnot. I don't know what to say there. My live music experience.
Yes, that would make more sense.
But we do have another Metallica show coming up here real soon.
Yes.
Where are we going for that?
We will be in Madrid, Spain to see Metallica in Europe for the first time.
This was supposed to be our first time in Europe, but earlier events this year led us to Europe sooner.
Yeah, because I got to go for work. But this was going to be our first time ever going to Europe, ever going overseas, that sort of thing. We bought tickets for this, I think, when they went on sale, right?
The day they went on sale, I got up at like 3 a.m. or something like that and got tickets at a local time to get tickets for this.
So our whole plan was we wanted to go to Europe, so we needed a reason to get there. So if you buy tickets for a show, it's going to get us there.
That was the thought. Like we've wanted to go to Europe, but we've also wanted to go to Spain for so long. That has been like a destination for us. And Metallica announced they're going to Spain, and we're like, fuck it. It's 2 years out. Let's do it. We can save money for this.
Yeah.
Slowly save up money to go to this show. And
luckily we had lots of hotel points.
yes. So we'll probably end up doing an episode on that will come out soon after this one. If you're watching this after.
Either next week or the week after.
Yeah.
Depending on our schedule when we get back.
Yeah. Not sure how much we're going to focus on Metallica for that, because we went to the same tour in Detroit and did an episode on that.
Yeah.
It's going to be the exact same fucking thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Same stage, same everything, except for Spain.
Yeah, I think we'll focus on the venue. Obviously, it'll be a brand new venue for us. We've never been there. And then, maybe talk about like the takeover or something, like more than
Yep.
the concert. I mean, we'll go through the normal concert shit as well too. Sorry, not shit. The normal concert as well. But it'll be fun.
But another first for us with Metallica. Metallica has sort of led the way for us in terms of firsts.
Yeah. With some big epic shows.
So in any case, it's live music. It doesn't matter where the fuck you go to see it. It's going to be amazing wherever. It doesn't matter who you're seeing. It's live music. You're out in the community. You're out with people. You're out in an experience that you will never, ever, ever recreate. And that's just the amazing aspect of live music. So wherever you can go to see live music, just fucking seek it out, because it's going to be fucking phenomenal wherever.
Yep. Bye.